What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb. Welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Tuesday night experience. I'm so grateful to be here with you and so blessed that you have tuned in with us to share with us. It is an honor to be on with you for a life study tonight. And we've got another very powerful message that we're going to teach. If you have been tuned in, we've been teaching one-word messages for the last 4 months of this year. And tonight is not going to be an exception. We're teaching from the subject relax. And it's going to be powerful. I only need about 35 minutes of your time. We're going to teach from the subject relax tonight. And this is going to be an incredible message because it's really going to be a reminder to all of us of the importance to live a life that is relaxed, that is calm. So I'm going to teach tonight for about 35 minutes on this subject. And so I want you to start liking the video, sharing the video wherever you are, and invite as many people as you can to tune in. And let them know we're on all of our networks tonight. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook at the Rehab Christian Center, Instagram at the Rehab Experience, and YouTube at the REHABCC. We're on all of those networks tonight, and so we certainly want you to tune in. We promise you're going to be blessed over this next 35 minutes tonight as we teach this very important message on relax. That's what we're going to deal with, relax. And I'm so excited again that you've tuned in to share with us. And just grateful that you are watching from wherever you are. Again, go ahead and hit the @ symbol, tag somebody, tell them to tune in, share the video now. If you haven't already, I'm proud of myself. I've been doing good on Tuesdays, not keeping the sessions very long. I've been trying to do that intentionally. I know many of you, like me, are very busy during the week. You have very busy schedules and hectic schedules, and so I'm very mindful of that. And so life study is designed to be your midweek fuel, that you literally just put some more gas in the car so that you can continue to drive it for the rest of the week. And that's what we're going to give you tonight. And again, these one-word messages have been incredibly, insanely good over the last couple of months. And we're going to deal with that tonight by teaching the word relax. All right. So go ahead and type that in the comments if you're tuned in. Go ahead and share the video if you haven't already. And let's get ready to get right into the message. Tonight, I'm going to be teaching from the book of St. Matthew chapter 11. All right, go ahead and get that if you would. St. Matthew chapter number 11, verse 28 through 30 in the NIV. St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30 in the NIV is where I'm going to be teaching. And again, the subject tonight is relax. And it's odd how this particular message came up. Because I've really been doing a lot of thinking about the future. And sometimes when we think about the future and we think about what's ahead for us, it is easy to feel stress and anxiety about the future. And I want to say to you that if you've ever felt stress or anxiety about the future, it's not odd. You're not in an odd place and you're not a weird person. You're actually just as normal and human as you thought you were. It's nothing abnormal about feeling stress or anxiety about the future. That makes you normal. And oftentimes when our ego, which is designed to keep us trapped in the past, worried about the future, is not locked center, then we end up doing that. But as a believer, then we also understand that the anxieties and the stresses of the future, especially, don't belong to us. Those things don't belong to us, and they really belong to God. And even the stressors or the anxieties about the past, they also belong to God as well. And so I want to deal with this because I think, St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30 really gives us a good prescription of how we ought to carry ourselves in every present moment and how we ought to be able to relax wherever we are, in whatever state we are in our lives. Okay. And I'm going to start this off by sharing this. All right. This is your very first note. Again, I want you to like the video, share the video. I see many of you saying good evening, especially on Facebook and YouTube already. Thank you so much for tuning in. But let me give you the very first note that I want you to record right now. And it's this. Record this. Your inability to relax is connected to a larger faith deficit. All right. Your inability to relax is connected to a larger faith deficit. All right, come on, put it in the comments. You're gonna be the smartest person at the water cooler all week. Your inability to relax is connected to a larger faith deficit. That in fact, I'm going to make the argument tonight that if you are struggling to relax, you are probably struggling with your faith. Okay? If you're struggling to relax, you are probably struggling with your faith. And I'm here to tell you, especially talking to believers, if there has been one common denominator or common frame among people who struggle to relax, it is typically because they are struggling with their faith. And you can't tell me that you have a problem relaxing, but you can't connect that to your problem believing. Because if we have a problem relaxing, we probably are having a problem believing, right? And that's just a matter of understanding what faith is. Faith is the substance of things. It is made up of those things that we hope for. It's evidenced by what we don't have, right? So it's made up of what we want and what we don't have. That's what faith is. And so when faith is in order and when faith is really truly locked in, then you understand that it is a lot easier for us to relax in the present moment or where God has us in any phase of our lives. That's professionally, personally, relationships, career, financially, whatever. It's easier for you to relax in whatever phase God has you in when you understand how faith is connected to relaxation. That in fact, that if you cannot relax in this phase of your life or in this time of your life or this period of your life, you probably are also having faith issues. And so I want to challenge that tonight. I don't want you to get so worked up that you lose sight of the fact that the greatest gift you can give to yourself, if you want to relax in this season of your life, the greatest gift you can give to yourself is the gift of more faith, right? The gift of more faith. The greatest gift you can give to yourself in this season of your life is the gift of having more faith in wherever you are, in any place in your life, in any stage of your life, and using that faith to offset the stress, the anxiety that life naturally brings to us. Remember, I said in the beginning that it is not abnormal that you would feel stress or anxiety in any point of your life, especially as it relates to your future. It's nothing wrong with you wanting to know that everything in the future is going to be okay and everything in the future is going to work out and everything in the future is going to come together for you. It's nothing wrong with wanting that, but understand that when wanting that or desiring that begins to then interfere with your well-being and your mental clarity and your emotional clarity and your spiritual clarity, then all of a sudden we don't just have a stress and anxiety issue, we also have a faith issue. And as a believer, this is important. To the non-believer, this doesn't mean much. But for the believer, this is very important because the believer understands that more than just doing work on things that give us anxiety or stress, we have the ability to do those things, but we also have the ability to put on top of that work faith. It is our faith in a power that's bigger than us that then should also, with the work we do on ourselves. Let's remember what faith is. Faith without works is non-existent. It's dead, right? So yes, go to therapy, go to counseling, do the things that you do to work on your daily stressors, but then add some faith on top of that, right? And when you do that, you add the faith with the works, you should see results. And this is why I don't understand how believers struggle so much with being able to relax at different phases of their lives, especially if they're doing the work on themselves, especially if they're applying work on themselves to be better versions of themselves on a day in and day out basis. If you're doing the work and you apply the faith, you should see results. And I'm here to tell you, if you are doing the work and you're not seeing results, it's probably because you're not applying faith. This isn't making sense to anybody at all, right? If you are doing the work, right, you're working on yourself daily. You're working on the things that stress you out. You're working on you're doing things to de-stress you. Maybe you're going to counseling therapy. You're doing those things, but you're still not seeing results, and your nerves and anxiousness are still all over the place. It could be that maybe faith is the missing ingredient, right? And as believers, y'all, we have this advantage. As believers, we have the advantage that we can add our faith in God to our daily work and daily actions to really see results yield in our lives, okay? So this is very important. I don't want us to get so consumed in the rhetoric that we hear today and the narrative that we hear today about the power of self-improvement, because it is powerful. I'm in that business. Power of self-improvement and things like that. I don't want us to get so deeply entrenched into that we lose sight of the basic power of faith, right? Because faith still works. If you think God still works, you have to also think that faith still works. So don't get so deeply consumed into that you lose sight of the power of faith. All right, now let's get into this really quickly. I'm almost done. St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30. I'm doing well on Tuesdays to cut my time back. I'm very proud of myself. Y'all have no idea. St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30. In the NIV, okay, has this. And there's a prescription that will help us learn how to relax a little bit better. And it's found right here in God's word. St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30 in the NIV. Look at verse 28. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Let's start there. The reality is many of us are carrying things that are stressing us, that are causing us anxiety and worry that frankly we can't do anything about. I'm here to tell you, and nothing compounds stress, nothing compounds anxiety like carrying unnecessary things. Here's the word that I need you to grab tonight. I need you as much as you possibly can to stop carrying unnecessary things. Would you record that? This is good already. Stop carrying unnecessary things. We're talking about learning how to relax. So one easy way to do it is to stop carrying the unnecessary stuff. You got to stop carrying things that you don't have to carry. Stop carrying things that you can't solve. Stop carrying things and situations that you can't fix. Stop carrying things that are beyond your control. Do everything you can to the best of the ability that you can. Pray and have faith about it. Step back and let things happen as they be. This is so important. And there are levels to spiritual, emotional, and mental maturity that teach you to do everything you can in any given situation in your life. Have faith and turn it over to God, and then step back and let the chips fall where they may. And when you master this, y'all, I'm telling you from personal experience, your stress levels, your anxiety levels will come all the way down. Many of you are stressed out, not because you have to be. Many of you are stressed out because you are choosing to carry things that you unnecessarily have to carry. And for many people that I talk to and work with on a regular basis, it ain't just carrying things. Many of them are carrying other grown folks. You're carrying the problems of other grown people who are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually capable enough to carry their own issues. Y'all, I can't tell you the number of people that I talk to on a regular basis that are so stressed out, watch this, over problems that don't even belong to them. It's wild that they're literally stressing themselves out over problems that don't even belong to them. And I'm here to tell you that if you live your life in that way, where you allow problems and worries and issues and challenges that don't belong to you to carry how you feel at any given moment, it's going to be impossible for you to relax carrying things that don't belong to you. You have to stop carrying unnecessary things. Doc, many of you probably saying, well, Doc, how do I know what's necessary and what isn't necessary? Here's a couple of real easy litmus tests. Number one, is it beneficial to you? Is it beneficial to you? Is what you're carrying beneficial to you? Or does it only benefit the people that are involved? Because if it only benefits the people that are involved, it doesn't mean you can't care about it. But caring and carrying are not the same. I don't want to turn this to a TikTok video, but I taught this a couple of weeks ago. You can care, but you don't have a right to carry. You should, as a human being, care about the well-being of people and what's going on with other people's problems. But because you care doesn't mean you carry. Let me give you a quick analogy, since that's what I do. Let me give you a quick analogy. I shared this actually, not turn this to a client video, but it's true. Shared this with a client last week. If you get to an airport and your plane, your bags are full, and like I'm about to be on this vacation, the guy got coming up, thank God, and your bags are too full, and your bag is overweight, normally, especially unless it just really exceeds the weight, normally the flight folks, airline people will give you a chance to lighten your bag. They'll say, hey, look, if there's anything in your bag you can throw away, step over there and try to lighten your bag, or maybe repack your bag. You shift some things around, right? That way, if you shift some things around, if there's some things you can throw away, you can throw some things away. That way you can put those things in the trash can. It'll lighten up the weight of the bag. Then it won't be overweight. Then you won't have to pay an overage charge. I've seen people pull to the side, open up their bags, go through. And I've never done this because if I'm over, I just go with what I bring, because I never pack what I don't need. That's a word. Did y'all hear what I said? Because see, many of you are carrying things unnecessarily because you're packing things you really don't need. And if you stop packing things you don't really need, then you don't have to ever worry about being overweight. Some of you are living an overweight life right now because you're carrying things right now that you never needed in the first place. And you're the one that decided to pack it. I only pack what I need. And if in packing what I need causes me to be overweight, I'll carry it because it's what I signed up for. But I'm well aware of what I put in my bag before I put it in the bag. And many people put stuff in the bag and they just throwing stuff in the bag because they think it's noble to carry your friends' problems. You think it's noble to carry your family's problems. You think it's noble to carry all of these other people's issues. Meanwhile, you're barely carrying what you need yourself. Okay, so I'm really surprised when I'm overweight because I only pack what I need in the first place. And some of you need to catch that revelation. Stop packing stuff you don't need. Okay, so, but anyway, if you watch a person who's trying to lighten their bag, what'll happen is they're going through it and they're trying to determine, do I care about this? Do I care about this? And it's crazy because I have seen people literally, go through and throw things away like perfume. I've seen women especially throw away huge lotion bottles. You know how y'all pack them huge lotion bottles in your bag? Throw away huge lotion bottles. And I've seen guys throw away packs of t-shirts. I'll just buy some when I get wherever I'm going, right? And they'll throw those things away so that the bag can be lightened. And this is proof, my friends, that because you care doesn't mean you don't have to carry. Now, let me ask you $1 million question. If a person is is making their bag lighter, I can't talk. If a person is making their bag lighter and they're throwing away, let's say a bottle of perfume. Let's say a woman throws away a bottle of perfume. A guy throws away a big bottle of cologne. He's trying to lighten his bag so he can get under the 50-pound weight limit. If he throws that cologne away, if she throws that perfume away, if she throws that lotion away, that's another big one. Seen people throw a lot of lotion away in the airport trying to lighten their bag. If they throw those things away, does it mean they don't care about it? Come on, I need y'all to answer me in the comments. If a person is making their bag lighter so they can get under the weight limit and they throw away something they packed, if they packed it, it's clear they care about it. But just because you care about it doesn't mean you need it. I'm about to run around my house. Just because you care about it don't mean you need to pack it. And how do we know this, Doc? We know this because all of a sudden, when they tell you you don't need it, then all of a sudden you recognize, and I like that, Vonda, you recognize it's not worth missing the destination. Y'all, this is a whole word. And some of you don't even realize that the stuff you're carrying, you don't have to carry, but because you throw it away doesn't mean you don't care about it. You can throw it away. That doesn't mean you don't care about it, but it probably means you had no business carrying it in the first place. Are y'all listening to me tonight? And not only do you not have any business carrying it in the first place, if you're not careful, it will mess around and cause you. It's going to cost you more to carry it. Come on. If you're over the weight limit, it's going to cost you more to carry it. And if you just refuse to lighten the bag, guess what? You're not getting on that plane if you're not willing to pay the price. And many of you have not reached your destination because you're carrying stuff that you don't have to carry. And you thought that getting rid of it meant you didn't care. Not realizing it ain't about you not caring. It's about you missing where you're on your way to. Is this word making sense to anybody on Facebook and YouTube? Instagram, they talking to me. It's making sense to anybody. So let's not confuse the two. And we see this as clear as day. You should, I need to record something I just forgot. Okay. We see this clear as day in St. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, because Jesus says it like this. He says, listen, I'll do you one better. The best thing you can do is come to me if you're weary and burdened, and I'm going to give you rest. So he's saying that if you're carrying stuff right now that's causing you not to relax, what I need you to do is stop trying to get it through TSA. Stop trying to take the bag when you know it's overweight, and just bring me the bag. Come on, y'all, stay with me. Just bring me the bag and let me go through the bag and pull out the stuff you ain't got no business carrying. Somebody needs to hear this tonight, because you're going to be able to relax a little bit better when you just bring Jesus the bag. Why y'all not recording that? Can somebody put that in the comments tonight? Just bring Jesus the bag. I know you're trying to make a bag, but I want you to bring Jesus the bag. Because the bag you are carrying around in your life is too heavy. It's too heavy. You got too much in it, and you about to wreck your brain trying to figure out, do I keep it? Do I get rid of it? You going back and forth. You going back and forth more than Aaliyah. You just try, do I keep it? Do I whatever? And Jesus is saying, bring me the bag. Just bring me the bag. Y'all, let me tell you when my life got peaceful. Y'all ready? My life got peaceful when I stopped going back and forth. When I stopped going back and forth about things and situations in my life, I said, nope, God, here the bag. You take it. Why don't you go through this and sort all of this out and give me the bag when it's underweight so I can just carry what I need to carry and don't worry about the rest? Some of y'all just need to bring Jesus the bag. This is a word tonight. Our Tuesdays are better than Sundays. I keep telling y'all this. Stop going back and forth and bring Jesus the bag. Let him sort it out. Let him throw away the cologne, the perfume, the shirts, the shoes. Some of y'all have a fit if your shoes got thrown in the trash. You got to ask yourself a question. You can keep them. Are you willing to pay the price to carry them? Because for many of you, the price that you're paying is your own peace. Some of you can't relax because you're carrying too much stuff in your bag. Some of you can't chill out because you're carrying too much stuff in the bag. Some of you can't relax in your natural nature and natural spirit and natural energy. Why? Because you got too much stuff in the bag. And you've been trying Y'all, you've been trying to sort it out, but I'm telling you, nobody goes through that bag better than Jesus. Because this is what I noticed. Y'all, ooh, I gotta hurry, I gotta quit. I'm about to be over time. Can I say this? You know what I noticed? We get attached to what's in the bag. Y'all, I'm gonna have to do a YouTube on this. I'm gonna have to, because this, a lot of people need to hear this that are not believers, and they might actually start trusting God and building a relationship with God, just hearing this message. I got to do a video on this. Y'all know what I've discovered? Because I ain't never been through this. Again, I repeat, anything I put in my bag, it's going with me. And I'm willing to pay the price. I'm a very conscious packer. I don't put stuff in there that I don't need. Even if I get to where I'm going and I don't wear it, I'm putting everything in there that I need. And if it costs me more, I'm willing to pay the price. But you know what I discovered, though, watching people in the airport literally get on the ground and open up their suitcase in front of everybody and get down on their knees, and they throwing stuff. I mean, it's wild. I know y'all seen this before. Like, they literally stand to the side of the counter. They're throwing stuff everywhere. It's a wild thing to see. But you know what I noticed, though? And not to be in nobody's bag, because your bag is your business. It ain't mine. That's another word by itself. Your bag is your bag, and my bag is my bag. And where we mess up sometimes is we busy looking in other people's bags, trying to determine what they really need and what they don't need. That's a word too, which is why it pays to mind your own business. I'm going back to watch this tonight. Are y'all listening? This is why it pays to mind your own business, because so many people can't pay attention to what's going on in their bag because they're busy paying attention to other people's bags. And this is what makes minding your own business so powerful. Anyway, I've noticed when people are on the ground and they're going through their items, you know what I've discovered? That sometimes people struggle to lighten the bag because they have an attachment to the items that are in the bag. And just because you have an attachment to the items in the bag doesn't mean the items you have in the bag are necessary. You can't confuse. Hold on, let me write this down before I say it. Y'all, listen to me. I need you to record this right now. I'm about to give you probably the last bullet point because I got to wrap this up. Listen, I need you to record this right now. You cannot confuse what you need with what you're attached to. I need to see some hearts, something. Are y'all there, or are y'all just enthralled by the word tonight? You cannot confuse what you need with what you're attached to. You know what I noticed with people going through their bags on the ground in front of everybody? They just be going through and just pulling out stuff. No. But I know good and well. Most of those people who had the boldness to get on their knees in front of everybody and go through that bag for the world to see had to be thinking in their mind that the only reason worth opening the bag in front of everybody and going through it must be that I've got something in here I really don't need. But it's crazy. They'll go through this. I ain't throwing this away. I need this. No. They pull out one thing out of the stuff, and then they put it back on the scale, and it's the same weight. And that's because people confuse what they need with what they're attached to. Can I say this to y'all? You can be attached to something and not need it. And many of you ain't relaxing because your spirit is attached to stuff you don't need. I'm teaching to all 30 of y'all tonight. I told Tuesdays are better than Sundays. They're quick, they're fast, they're powerful. Many of you are flying overweight. You living overweight, you living unrelaxed, not relaxed. You're living over your weight limit because you are confusing what you need with what you're attached to. And if you continue to confuse what you need with what you're attached to, You will go through the bad, or you'll get frustrated when Jesus goes through the bad and he's sorting through the things you're carrying, and you see him grabbing stuff that he want to throw away. No, Jesus, don't throw that job away because I need that job. But do you really need it? Or are you attached to it? No, Jesus, don't throw away that friendship. We've been friends since the second grade. I need that for. Wait a minute. I value the fact that y'all been friends since second grade. But is the friendship really benefiting you? Is it really growing you and developing you and maturing you? If it's not, do you need it? Or are you attached to it? Y'all know the big one, relationships. Y'all love to talk about that. No, Jesus, don't move them. Wait a minute. Do you need them? Or are you attached to them? Is them being in your life growing and developing and enhancing your life? Or is it veering your life in a different direction? And many of you are freaking out and can't relax about where God is charting your life because you're too attached to stuff that you really don't need. I don't see no hearts, no amens. I don't see nothing. But this is a word tonight. And I'm here to tell you, Matthew 11, verse 28 gives us the recipe. First thing you need to do is go to Jesus. If you're weary, if you're tired, and you're burdened, he said, I'm going to give you rest. This is how he's going to do it. Look at verse 29. He says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. What's a yoke? It is the thing that goes around the neck of an oxen to control the oxen. So he says, if you come to me with your burdens, I'm going to put a yoke on your neck. And the yoke that I'm going to put on your neck is going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel at ease about the direction that you're going to because I'm behind it and I'm in control. Now, you would think a yoke would be uncomfortable. Something around your neck steering you would not be comfortable. But then he gives you comfort in 29. He says, for I'm gentle, meaning I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm humble in heart, meaning my thoughts are good for you. Jeremiah 29:11. The thoughts that I think towards you are exceptional. So you ain't got to worry about me yanking your neck, and you don't have to worry about me having bad intentions about you. Gosh, is this making sense to anybody? He says, and when you rest in that, you're going to find rest for your souls. Look at verse 30, and I'll end it here. He says, for my yoke is the easy part. He says, me putting my yoke around your neck is easy. He says, and then the burden that I give to you is light. Why is the burden Jesus gives you light? It's simple. Because you don't have to carry it when he's carrying it. I mean, is this thing on? Are y'all listening to me? You don't have to carry anything when he's carrying it. So he says, bring me your burdens. I'll give you my yoke. My yoke is the easy part. And the burdens are lighter when you've got my yoke. This is how we can relax, y'all. When we understand that we are unnecessarily carrying things that we do not have to carry. We are unnecessarily bothered by things that we don't have to be bothered by. We are unnecessarily labeling things as needs when they're really not necessary. When you understand that and you don't confuse what you need with what you're attached to, when Jesus goes through the bag, or more than that, when he empowers you to go through the bag. Because here's the thing, I taught this a couple of weeks ago. It was one of the best messages I've taught in years. When I taught the message, stop worrying God to death. Go watch the replay. Many of y'all praying about stuff that you have the authority to fix. It is no different than you taking that bag to the counter. It's overweight. And that lady saying, look, I'm not going through your bag. I'm going to charge you extra for being over. Or you can take this bag and go fix it yourself. And that's the way Jesus really feels about many of us. The things that we bring to him are things that we could really solve. He's given us the power to solve them. And you can worry God about greater things. So I'm saying to you, when you exercise the power that you have to be able to know the difference between what you care about and what you should be carrying, then all of a sudden, you don't treat needs or things you're attached to like needs. And you're able to say, listen, it would have been nice to go to the destination with this perfume, with this cologne, with these shoes that I packed. It would have been nice to go to the destination with these shirts and all this stuff that I have in this bag. But if it's going to stop me from getting to my destination, or if it's going to cause me to have to travel with anxiety and stress and pain, then I might as well lighten the load, throw some things away, and really get down to what I really need. Just imagine if you're on that trip. I share this and I close with this. Let's just imagine you're on that trip. I hope this isn't the case, but people travel with different amounts of money and funds. People's money can be funny. Let's say you're on that trip and you're going to be gone for 4 days and you ain't got but $300 and you got to pay an overage price for heavy bags of $100. You just spend a third of your money carrying something that's overweight. Did y'all hear what I said? You spend a third of your money carrying something that is overweight. So when what we carry begins to impact our well-being, we got to make a decision. Somebody put up in the chat, $300. I know it's a terrible example, but just get with the example. Hopefully you'll travel more than that. But again, people are in different, y'all are so petty. People are in different financial situations. I would hope if you're going 4 or 5 days, you got more than $300, but you just never know. You just never know the circumstances by which people travel. But that hopefully puts it into context. If you know you ain't got but $300 and it costs you $100 to carry the bag, is the cost worth the price? Is the cost that you're paying to carry what you're carrying worth the price that you're paying to carrying what you're paying? And the answer is no. And if you just really take a step back and evaluate the things in your life that you care about and carry, and ask yourself, is the price that I'm paying to carry this worth the cost? No, it's the cost that I'm paying. I'm sorry, it's the cost that I'm paying to carry this worth the price. And when you look at things in that perspective, then shoot, man, I'm not about to spend my last $100. I'm not about to spend my last $100. I'm getting ready to lighten the bag, throw away whatever I need to, and realize that what I have in the bag is not worth sacrificing my destination. But more than that, it's not worth me going on the trip stressed out. I got to get there worrying about what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to eat, can't go shopping, can't even catch an Uber, got to catch the bus, got to do what, because you've spent half the price just getting there. Right? Does this make sense, y'all? Did this bless anybody tonight? Look, I done went 40 minutes. My goal was to be 30 minutes. I'm struggling because life study is incredibly powerful. This is the kind of midweek fuel you need every single week as we get ready for hump day tomorrow to keep pushing forward. This bless anybody today? Was it any help? Fill it up with hearts if it was. All right. I want to pray with you quickly. I've run way over. I'm way over tonight, and I got to hop from call to call. But I want to pray with you quickly. I want you to type in your prayer request. If you've got a prayer request, you can put it in the comments, or you can email it to info@rehabcc.org. That's info@rehabcc.org. If you've got a prayer request or something you want me to pray over, you can email it to info@rehabcc.org and put in the subject line prayer request. Okay, put in the subject line prayer request, and that prayer request will be routed to me, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll make sure that we pray over your prayer request. But this was an amazing word today. Somebody needs to hear this message. Now, I need you to apply this to your life and ask yourself, am I not relaxing because I'm carrying things I have to carry? Or am I not relaxing because I'm really walking around with stress and worry, anxiety, and things that I do not have to carry, the things that do not belong to me? And I promise you, for most of you, it's going to be the latter. you've never really evaluated your life and the things that you're carrying, I guarantee you it is an eye opener. When you just sit down and write down, what are the things that are worrying me right now? And then evaluate them and ask yourself, do I really have to carry this stuff? And most of the time, you're not going to need to carry that stuff. So I want you to really have a come to Jesus, no pun intended, moment this week and really think about the things that you're carrying and make sure that you're only carrying the things you should carry. Listen, I want to pray with you. Connect your hands like this as a sign of symbol of faith. I want us to touch and agree right now. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, thank you today for this word. Thank you for this powerful time of sharing you've given us. It's my prayer. Something was said that has empowered your people. Help us, God, to relax in being able to carry our burdens to you, God, not to carry things unnecessarily, not to carry things that we think we need, but to make sure that we are only carrying the things in our lives that are necessary to the destination that you have us. God, lighten the loads tonight. Give us the strength to bring our bags to you. Even if we don't have the courage to go through our own bags, give us the strength to bring our bags to you so that then you, God, can determine those things that are necessary and essential for our lives so that we only carry those things that align with the purpose and the plan and the direction that we desire for our own lives. Now, God, for every prayer request that's been typed in the comments, every prayer request that's been emailed to our inbox, we lift them up to you. Every prayer request that's on the hearts and minds of somebody watching the replay right now, we lift it up to you and ask now, God, that you would answer the prayers of your people as only you can. Make ways, open doors, meet needs, grant hearts' desires in a special way. It's our prayer, God, that this might be a week that you open up the windows of heaven, that you pour out blessings that we don't even have room to receive, that you would bless us going in, coming out, good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over, that you would literally send people into our lives to be a blessing to us in areas where we can't bless ourselves. And we promise you this, that as you bless us, we won't take the credit, we won't take the glory, we won't take the honor, but we'll give it all back to you because that's where it belongs. We thank you for these things and count them done. In Jesus' name, amen. Do me a favor, if you prayed with us, I want you to type in the comments quickly, it is so. Hurry, it is so, it is so. God's answering prayers. He's making ways. He's opening doors. He's meeting needs. And literally every time you say, hey, it is so, you're saying it is done. And I want you to be encouraged in that tonight. Was this not a powerful word tonight? I try to tell y'all be sleeping. Everybody show up on Sundays. No. Tuesdays is the night to come because this was a word tonight. And I believe this was a message that really set somebody free. I want to challenge you to give tonight. If this message, if this ministry has been a blessing to you, the ways to give, I want to challenge you to give. You can give via CashApp, $REHABCCGIVE. That's $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website, www.rehabcc.org, and simply choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. That's REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. Again, you can give at CashApp, $REHABCCGIVE. Our website, www.rehabcc.org, and simply choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. All right, REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. And I promise you, if you give either one of those ways, God is going to bless you in a tremendous way. And I know this because he continues to be a blessing to me, even in this virtual space, because I'm a giver. If I'm nothing else, I'm a giver. And I want to challenge you to do that tonight as well. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. Can't wait to see you Sunday for a special service Sunday. Our anniversary is this week, and I cannot wait to see you Sunday at 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be right here, the Rehab Christian Center, on all of our networks, and I can't wait to see you, and I'm so grateful for your presence and so thankful to God for you. Listen, love you, praying for you, rooting for you. Have a fantastic week, a blessed week. Go back and watch this replay. Share this replay with somebody. Tell somebody to go check out this message. This was a word tonight. I saw in the comments tonight, Tuesdays definitely hit different than Sundays, but go back and watch this replay, share it to your stories, and make plans to join us this Sunday at 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. Have a fantastic evening. I'll see you Sunday. Peace and blessings.